preparing our aluminum foil to be about this size. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to leave enough room to roll up our sausages inside of it. And we're going to twist the ends kind of like a Tootsie Roll, that's how I like to describe it. And we're doing about 6 of these. This is kind of the setup I use for steaming the sausages. You can take any kind of bigger pan that you have that has a lid that will cover and has enough room for 6 sausages inside of it. And I just put a steamer in the bottom. You want to get this step started right away because once we make our sausages, it's really, really quick and it goes really fast. The first step is we're going to take a 1/2 cup of Great Northern beans, and I like to use white beans for this because it has a neutral taste and they're kind of smoother when you mash them than other kinds of beans. And you just mash them with the fork. We don't want to use the food processor or a blender because that would get it too mushy. We still want a good consistency to the beans. But basically we're going to mash them until there's no whole beans left. And this is what gives the sausages their really nice chewy texture. And it kind of makes them a little softer than most seitan that you will try. How do you like these sausages?
They're really good and they taste just like, almost just like meat sausages do, so it's like there's no need for those anymore.
There isn't, and we like them as a more affordable replacement for the tofurkey sausages because those taste really good, but they're like, what, like $5 a pack or something?
I think it's more than that.
Yeah, and these are really affordable and you can customize it. So if you have a certain recipe you're making, like if you're doing a Cajun dish, you could do more Cajun style seasonings inside of it. Or, you know, you can customize it to whatever cuisine you're cooking, which is really nice if you're making your own. I'm sticking with a pretty traditional Italian sausage just because I feel like it's the most versatile and will go in a lot of different dishes. This is what it should look like when you've mashed your beans to the appropriate consistency. As you see, there's no whole beans left, but it's not too mushy like what you would get with a food processor, so that's why we hand mash them with a fork. Okay, next we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. We're going to do 1 1/4 cups of Vital Wheat gluten. And I'm just going to guesstimate a 1/4 cup because I cook a lot, so it's 1 1/4 cup. We're going to add in our vegetable broth. I use the Better Than Bouillon organic vegetable broth base for this. It's 1 teaspoon of bouillon to 1 cup of water. So that's all you have to know for this kind of thing. It's my favorite kind of vegan broth. Okay, and then next we're going to take 2 tablespoons of tamari or soy sauce. You could do either or. I just happen to like the taste of tamari a little bit better. It's a little smoother. Are you getting a good shot of this? Next, I'm going to add in a tablespoon of tomato paste. And this is going to give it a really nice flavor. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of olive oil as well. I'm using extra virgin olive oil. Next, we're going to add in our nutritional yeast. And this is different than the yeast used to make bread. It will actually say nutritional yeast, and it's this kind of yellowy color. It imparts a really cheesy, umami kind of flavor to foods, and it's a big part of a lot of vegan cooking. A teaspoon of liquid smoke. This is going to make it taste more like you just grilled them without adding a lot of time or effort. And this is a vegan's best friend if you're trying to make faux meats for your omnivore family or friends, because it really gives it that smoky flavor they like from the grill. Then next we're going to add pepper to taste. I like to add quite a bit, but this is up to you. It's your preference. Okay, and I'm going to eyeball this, but I would say about a teaspoon of basil. And this is dried basil. Half a teaspoon of thyme. Teaspoon of granulated garlic. And this step is optional. If you don't like spicy food, don't add in the crushed red peppers, but I think it adds a lot of flavor. It makes for a spicy sausage. So just add in as much or as little as you like, depending on how much spice you like in your food. I'm going to add in a little paprika. I'd say about half a teaspoon. Then, this is what really gives the Italian flavor to sausages, is fennel powder. Don't use fennel seeds, find fennel powder. I actually find mine at Indian grocery stores for like a really affordable prices. This whole bag was only $2.50, so that's a good way to get bulk herbs and spices. Find an Indian grocery store, an ethnic grocery store. You'll find them for a lot better prices. Okay, we're going to do 2 teaspoons of fennel powder. Alright, and then we're going to mix that all together with our fork that we used before. I'm all about reducing the amount of time I spend washing dishes or in the kitchen. I like cooking, but I don't like cleaning up. I don't know about you guys. And Carrie doesn't like either.
That's right. Just like eating.
And then I like to hand blend mine with my hands, kind of like kneading bread or pizza dough, until we get everything really well mixed together. We're going to take off a chunk about the size of, I would say like a tennis ball. That's how I would describe it. And then I like to mold mine into kind of a sausage shape, so just kind of mold it with your hands like this. It doesn't have to be perfect because this recipe is really forms itself when it steams in the steamer, like in the tin foil packaging. So I just like to give it a basic shape to start with. And then you take your tin foil, you wrap it up like a Tootsie Roll basically. And you twist it like that. And then we would do this for all 6 of them. This batter makes enough for 6 sausages for about this size. And then what we do, I'll show you, I'll take you over here. We just take it and put it in here, and then we'll put the lid on it, and we're going to steam it for about 40 minutes. And then we'll just unwrap them, and then I find it's best if you can make these a day ahead of time because they're easier to slice when they're cold. So if you have extra prep time, you can make these in advance and then slice them the day of after they've refrigerated for it, like overnight, and then they slice a lot thinner and a lot smoother. So that's kind of what I like to do with them. I like to make them ahead of time. And you can make a double batch of this, but you want to make sure you have a big enough apparatus to hold them. A recipe that many of you can use for your various get-togethers for Thanksgiving, Christmas, any kind of holiday get-together. You can use seitan sausages in soups. You can use them on their own with mushroom gravy. You could use them in pastas. We like to do that a lot on weeknights. It's a really versatile thing to have on hand. And they actually travel really well, so you could take them to your get-togethers and just, add them to the entrees that you're already eating and the side dishes. So if you're a vegan that your family is not vegan, which most of us are, you could just take these with you and then eat side dishes like green beans or the vegetables, and then you could be included in the festivities. So I hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. I'll try to do more of these in the future, and everyone have a happy Thanksgiving.